This is Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, and this was a launch title on one of the first games that I ever played on the Dreamcast, and it's a pretty good game actually, and I loved it back in the day. Now the weird thing about this is that it says 1998 on the back of the case, yet I'm sure the Dreamcast was launched in 1999, so I don't know, I don't really know what to make of that. But I'll show you the inside. Now this game, as well as having the traditional action stages, it also has adventure bits as well, which I'll explain in more detail on the gameplay footage part of the video. There's the manual. So yeah, let's take a look at Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. So you can play as loads of different characters. You've got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big the Cat, and E102. We'll take a look at one of Sonic's levels first. They're not too bad, I suppose, Sonic stages. The problem that I have with most of them is that they don't seem to require much input from you. It's like you can just breeze through it's like you can pretty much just breeze through the level with by just pushing forward on the stick, you know. You don't even have to really attack any of the enemies, you can just run straight past them. But you can make most of these Sonic levels more interesting and more challenging by trying to collect the most amount of rings, or you know, trying to get the best time or the best score, because those things will show up on your stats. Now this is one of the adventure bits, and in between each action stage for whatever character, you've got adventure bits, and the adventure bits require you to find particular items to unlock the next action stage, or you know, you can find emblems and upgrades for your characters. I'm not too keen on these bits. I mean, I do mainly like action games, you know. I don't really care for wandering around big environments trying to find things, and I find it really boring and frustrating if I'm just sort of running around in circles, not being able to find whatever it is that I'm trying to find. And I encountered that problem quite a lot, well, a few times on these adventure bits anyway. I won't bother showing you Tails because his levels are pretty much exactly the same as Sonic's. You're basically just racing against Sonic. This is Knuckles. And his stages consist of you trying to search for emeralds. You need to get 3 emeralds, and whenever you're close to an emerald, one of those things at the bottom will start flashing, and the more closer you are to the emerald, the colour will change, and the more quicker it will flash. I found these levels to be quite fun actually. Now I'd say the graphics on this game, they're not too bad, I suppose. I mean, at the time, this was a launch game, and at the time the graphics looked quite amazing. But since it was a launch title, these aren't the best graphics which the Dreamcast can do. And all you need to do is just take a look at games like Shenmue and even Sonic Adventure 2 to see that. This is Amy. And, I find her levels quite fun as well. I think this game does have great music though, actually. I'm not talking about this particular level so much, but I think Sonic Adventure does have the best music out of all of the other 3D Sonic games that I've played anyway. Now in Amy's levels you'll always have that robot chasing after you. You can't kill him, but if you give him a whack with your hammer it will make him back off for a short while. This is Big the Cat, and I think this was the first game he ever appeared in. Now a lot of people hate Big the Cat, but personally I like him. I enjoy his levels. They basically consist of him fishing, and you need to catch a frog, which is supposed to be his friend, but for some reason he keeps running away from him. You can also catch fish as well if you want. To attempt to fish, you just sort of wiggle the stick, and then once it bites, you just press down on the stick to hook it. Now you've got to be careful when you're reeling it in. You've got a meter there, and if it goes right up to the top, you'll lose the fish. So you got to keep it. You got to try and stop it from doing that. And this is E102. It's basically one of Doctor Eggman's robots, but it's sort of turned friendly. And his levels consist of shooting, and you've got to shoot loads of the enemies, and each time you do that it will add on more seconds to your time, because the levels do have a time limit. And I find these levels to be quite fun as well. So yeah, I think Sonic Adventure is quite a good game. I used to think it was amazing back in the day. It doesn't seem as great now because I have played games like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. But I still think it's a fun game. I know a lot of people won't agree with me there. You know, there's a lot of people that hate the other 3D Sonic games and they love this one. But you know, we've all got different opinions and stuff. So I'd definitely recommend getting this. It's really cheap on eBay, just a few pound. You've also got Chao Gardens as well, and in the Chao Gardens you can raise Chao, and you can alter the characteristics, you know, the physical traits by giving them little animals that you collect in the action stages, and you can enter the Chao into races, and if you win races you can then earn more emblems, and you can even put them into your VMU and play mini games and stuff. So yeah, that's Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.